Hi there and welcome along. Today's peony is absolutely astonishing and in my humble growing experience an absolute must-have for a starter peony or the avid collector. This particular one, oh my goodness, look at it. This is peony Lady Alexandra Duff. Now I don't know who Lady Alexandra Duff is or was, but she is a very, very lucky lady to have a peony of this quality named after her. It is absolutely astonishing. Just look at it. This is one stem from a plant that reaches around 90 centimeters to a meter tall and around 90 centimeters to a meter wide. It is a really, really tall and very, very high performing variety. I'm struggling to hold this, it's so heavy. It is going to need some support and you will need to plant it at the back of a border in a rich, deep, moist and fertile soil. Again, one of the peonies, you're going to have to be careful with your planting depth, but this particular one will establish itself really, really quickly. My plant, only 3 years old, throwing up almost half a dozen of these stems in its first couple of years, now got 6 or 7 stems on it in its third year, all producing some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sometimes even 6 blooms per stem. And you can see, unlike an awful lot of the other peonies that will produce one large central flower surrounded by smaller buds, these are all of a really, really decent size, so making it perfect for cutting and bringing into the house without absolutely destroying the display in the garden. You could remove 1 or 2 stems from a mature plant and still leave plenty in the border for interest outside and still have a really, really lovely bouquet in the actual house itself. A really, really beautiful variety available from many different stockists. Again, marketed as a fragrant peony, this particular variety, once again, the fragrance to myself is not particularly desirable. It's warm and powdery like baby powder, slightly chalky on its edge. This particular variety also having small notes of spice at the very, very back. But you can see once again a raspberry pink bud marbled with white and cream slowly opens to a very, very heavily ruffled flouncy flower, loosely cupped in its bowl. Again, with that beautiful resplendent collection of golden stamens in the very, very center, that lovely ruffling and flounce all the way around the outside of the flower, that cerise pink and apple blossom pink marbled up the back of the flower. But you can see that blushing continued into the center of the bloom, into the very, very center of the flower, making it really, really very interesting. Great value for money, this particular peony. I really, really do like this one. It also has a really long flowering season, starting its flowering in very late spring, so somewhere in the middle parts of May, this particular peony will march forward, opening succession after succession of flowers all the way through to the very beginning parts of July. So for 6 weeks, this is going to put on lots and lots of flowers and give you something to cut and bring into the house, adding lots of interest, either singularly or in these large sprays. Now, if I was personally cutting this, I would actually cut this into individual pieces, allowing each bloom to drink as much water as possible and stay for as long as possible in the vase. An astonishing cut flower. This one is going to last between 7 and 10 days in the house, so a really, really longevity on this one in the vase in the house itself. But a really, really lovely peony. As I say, I don't know who Lady Alexandra Duff is or even was, but she's very lucky to have a stunning peony like this named after her. A really, really beautiful variety, very, very high performing, a must have in my opinion. This is peony Lady Alexandra Duff.